Okay, I am pressing record on our call tonight. So welcome everybody to our August 1st team call. I cannot believe that it's already August. I saw a meme today and it was like, July just went through the door and didn't even put her purse down. And I was like, that is so true. It just felt like a crazy month, but I'm so excited. I feel like for me personally, August is the month where it's like routine, rhythm, like you're kind of getting back in a flow, fall's coming, school starting back. So I love August for that reason. It's just a chance to kind of press reset. And especially when August 1st falls on a Monday, it's like even better. So what I want to do really quick is I'm going to share my screen with you guys and we're just going to dive into our team calendar. And then I've got just a little bit of recognition to do tonight as well. And then I'm going to hand it over to our speaker for tonight, Miss Ashton, which is going to be incredible. And I'm super pumped to hear from her. So let's dive into really quick, all things August. Okay, there it goes. Can you guys all see this? Perfect. Okay. So hopefully you saw, I posted this today in the team page, also sent out an email of what's happening this week. So you saw the August calendar in there as well. So many things happening this month and I'm super excited. If you are jumping back into things, I'm like looking around and seeing all the different girls who are here, who are jumping back in. The number one thing I'm going to encourage you to do first and foremost is to get on the morning Zoom. It is literally, I truly believe that the people who show up and plug into the morning Zoom and the action hours when they can are the people who are going to move their business forward the most. They're the ones who I'm seeing hit Success Club because they're showing up and then it gets them excited and then they want to show up for other people. And so get on the morning Zooms, even if you're like me and some days it's 6:30 or 6:45 and there's only a few people left on. Like there's people getting on throughout the day. Do not use your time zone as an excuse. I have had so many people over the past week be like, well, I'm this time zone now and I'm that time zone, I'm mountain time zone. Do not use that as an excuse. We have so many coaches on our team who are mountain time and Pacific time zone. So that is an excuse. Get on because it's going to also help those girls who maybe even on our time zone who work out at 7:30 or 8, if they get on and you're on at 6, you guys are on together and you can continue to encourage each other. So get on those morning Zooms. The next thing is the action hours. So guys, look at this list of action hours. Like you guys are stepping up and leading these action hours. Some of these are like coaches who have only been here for a few months, but I truly believe that success leaves clues. If you want to know how to make these action hours happen and these daily activities in your business happen every single day, get on these action hours. Ashton led one today. She's showing up, she's working the business. She's, a nurse, a full-time nurse. So she's working it around her crazy schedule. So if you work full-time, get on that 5:30 a.m. action hour, come learn. Emily, same thing. There's pretty much everyone on our team works full-time and does this business on the side. So hop on those. It's a great chance to come and learn. Next thing is the Lift More test group. So I think that's another really big important thing for the month. I'm super pumped. I'll be totally honest. Like a few weeks ago, I was like, I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know why I even said that, but I'll just being real. I was like, I don't know if I want to do it. It may not have enough cardio for me right now, or may not have this, or may not have that. But like the power of all going all in together is just so contagious. And today I was going through the team page and I was like, oh, I got to get in the Bible study. I want to be there. It'll be a reason for me to get up at 6:30 on a Saturday and get in the word with some girls, plug into the things that we have. And plug your girls in, even if you can't be there, even if it doesn't work for your schedule, get them plugged in. The next thing is you'll see on here that we have Super Weekend this month. We are actually having a super weekend here in Nashville. It's going to be a pretty big one. So if you are driving distance, come. We would love to have you that weekend. And then there's super weekends all over. So be sure to check out. A lot of times there's a Facebook group for your local area. So ours is like the Beachbody Nashville coaches. Go check and see if there's a Facebook group like that for wherever you live. You'd actually be really surprised. There's sometimes there might be a super weekend happening and it's only like 20 or 30 people, but like to get to go and meet some coaches in your area that you can start to get together with. Again, guys, this is where we talk about being a light to the greater Beachbody network. Like that's a great way to do it. Like you want to get yourself around some non-believers because you feel like you live in a, you know, bubble of believers. That is a great way to go meet some people, like start to work out with them, build some relationships. So try to jump into those super weekends because it's a really great chance. I think some people aren't on mute and I'm trying to figure out how to get them to be on mute. Sorry, guys. If you're not on mute, mute yourself really quick for us. That would be amazing. But it's a great chance to get to meet some people and build that local community. Okay, next thing is I just want to touch on really, really quick. We have our coach mentorship that is happening next Monday. Guys, talk about it. Host a sneak peek. We've got a few sneak peeks happening this month. I always tell people that our new coach mentorship is the bread and butter of our coaching business, just like our challenge groups are the bread and butter of our client business. So if you want to bring coaches on, start talking about your coach mentorship. Talk about how you're going to take on 5 new coaches this month. Show, you know, spots being filled up. Reach out to people. Let them know, hey, I just want to let you know I'm running this coach mentorship next month. I want to have, this is a little small goal of mine, I want to have a record-breaking number of new coaches join us this month. I think we can do it. It will help us all so much with our Team Cup teams. It will help us all so much in rank advancing. But just the momentum that I feel from our team right now of being at Summit together and what Ashton's going to talk about tonight, like let's start sharing this with people. You know, don't take your foot off the brake just because we're not all together. Find people that maybe are in your local community that might be interested in coaching. You can start to build this, what we all have and experience at Summit there in your local community. So don't take your foot off the gas. We've got so many opportunities for you this month to plug them into a coach webinar, a sneak peek. I'm making these opportunities, and other girls are on our team making these opportunities available for you guys. So plug in anybody you know who might be interested. You literally don't have to do anything if you don't want to. Just bring them and allow them to listen to us and share our stories. So it could be really powerful. Okay. Next up, I have to do some recognition. I am so stinking proud of Amy. She hit Emerald last week, and I haven't like had a second to post this in the team page. And I was like, I have to do this tonight on our team call. I'm so proud of Amy. Amy actually is a coach that I inherited. Her coach actually quit, and she became a part of my team. And she is just so stinking sweet and loves helping people. And hopefully most of you probably met her at Summit. But Amy, I just wanted to give you a shout out for hitting Emerald. And I can't wait to see how your business just continues to grow and how the Lord continues to use you and now your team. So congratulations. Next up, I wanted to just touch on, obviously this is not the final July board. So a lot of times the boards aren't totally updated until the 5th day of the next month. So August 5th, this board will hopefully be totally updated, and we'll see some more of you guys pop up to Success Club. I think I already know off the top of my head, looking at this, a few people that ended up hitting Success Club for the month. But just wanted to shout out these ladies. They worked really, really hard to get there. Again, guys, like I want to see like all these names at the bottom up top this month. I know we can do it. There used to be like 30 names on the Success Club boards. So I know that you guys can do it. Let's lean in this month, lean into Team Cup, lean into your team. I told my team today, I was like, let's use our chat thread to be like, hey, I'm getting on for the action hour. Hey, I'm getting on for team call. Like, let's lean in together and really encourage each other to be plugged into these things this month. And then last thing is top recruiters for the month. So I wanted to give a shout out to all of our ladies who brought on new coaches this past month. I'm just, again, so proud of you guys and how you're continuing to expand the mission. So let's keep at it. All right, that's all I have for recognition tonight and touching on the calendar. Any questions about anything with August? Again, obviously our big focus this month is Team Cup. So if you haven't, schedule a call with your Team Cup girls, get on the phone in the next day or two, go over the rules together, make a game plan, share your goals so that way you guys can be encouraging each other. Okay, now I'm going to throw it over to Ashton. I think everyone here for the most part knows Ashton, but Ashton, if you just want to do a quick little intro of yourself before you kind of dive into the meat of the call tonight.
What up? I think I looked through, I think I know everybody on this call, but I'm Ashton, one of Caroline's coaches. I have been around for almost 2 years as a coach. I joined Caroline as a customer back when we did Morning Meltdown, and we did an Own Your Morning group, which freaking changed my life. Most of y'all know my story, that I have completely been radically transformed through this group, and I am living, breathing proof of what it being a product of this community can do. And tonight we're really going to dig into kind of the steps we go through as a coach that we can help invite and bring more women into this community and this world who need what I needed. Okay. I try to remind y'all and myself all the time where I was 3 years ago and how God literally met me on this journey. And if it wasn't for me saying a scared yes to joining this community in some sort of capacity, I don't know where my life would be today. So I'm forever changed by it. I am forever grateful for this community and this opportunity. And I got to a point one day where I was like, it's almost selfish not to change what's happened in my life and what's happening in my journey. I have to share it. I have to invite the world. I need everybody to do this and join this community. So I went to Summit, and I was in a diamond training, and Micah Folsom gave a really good training on kind of the stages of coaching as she sees it. She's one of our superstar elite coaches, and it was a really cool breakdown. So I told her, I was like, hey, I'm going to use your presentation and send it to my team. And she was like, oh my God, I would absolutely love that. So I basically redid her slides. She gets all the credit for this, but I thought it was a really cool breakdown, and just, it's good for brand new coaches. It's good for coaches who are jumping back in and trying to see, like, where do I take some action steps? And it's good for us who have been around a little bit and just need some fresh fire and some fresh wind in our business to see where we are and then where we can be going. So let me share my screen. Caroline, can you change it where I can share? This probably won't take a whole hour, or a whole rest of the hour, so y'all might get some of your time back today. And let me present. All right, y'all see it? Coaching chapters. Again, Micah gets all of the credit for this. This was her presentation at the Diamond Track at Summit. If y'all don't follow Micah Folsom, I think she changed her Instagram name to something about a farm, but she's amazing. And she has great podcasts about running a business, leading a family, leaning into all of the disciplines. So she's absolutely amazing. If you don't follow her, go look her up. Go look her up on YouTube. She has amazing action hours and just a different way of doing coaching as everybody does. So she's a great resource on YouTube and Instagram if you're looking for some. But today we're going to kind of figure out defining where we are, but also mastering where we are before we get so caught up in moving forward and where we're going, and mastering truly where we're sitting and where we are with our businesses. I'm going to try to talk not so fast so I don't breeze through this. Okay, so Micah set it up in coaching has 5 chapters, and we're going to go through every chapter, but all 5 of them fall into these categories. Sorry, let me move y'all. I can't see it. So tonight we're going to try to see where are you, and it is, you can kind of just self-reflect and try to figure out where you feel like you are in these 5 chapters. But they start out with starting habits. And then once you've mastered your habits in your own journey, we talk into building depth. And then we move on into building stronger and smarter, or smarter and stronger. So these are the 5 chapters of coaching. Again, this is from Micah's perspective, but I thought it was a really cool way to think about how to lean into coaching. We're going to go through these one by one, so don't feel like you have to write them all down. But number 1, be the hero, and then we be the light, be the connector, then help others be the hero, and be a mentor and a leader. So these are kind of the chapters that you'll move through as a coach. And I think it's really powerful to see where you're sitting and how you're mastering where you're sitting on this list right now, and then to cast big vision on where you can go in the future chapters. So let's dive in, shall we? Chapter 1, be the hero. So as a Beachbody coach, our first and foremost job is to be a product of the product. Lean into your own journey, right? So the first bullet point is be the hero of your own story. We are here for a reason. We are here to have personal growth and personal journey and to walk closer with the Lord and get our own results. So your first job as a coach and the number one chapter should be focusing on your journey. And if you're feeling dry in your business or you're feeling a lull in what's going on, maybe you need to refocus on where you are in your journey or recommit to where you are in your journey. Trust me when I say Lift More is the program. If there is ever one to go all in to get some solid results, it is going to be Lift More. So as a new coach or a coach who's jumping back in, build consistency around your daily habits. Make workouts and nutrition a priority in your life. Okay. If these are not a priority in your life, how is someone else going to put their trust in you that you can instill and encourage them in workouts and nutrition if you're not walking that same walk for yourself? So hear me when I say go all in. When you are showing up with discipline, when you are truly leaning into a program and showing up with your nutrition, you feel better, friends. And when you feel better, you share more and you encourage more, and you're just even more passionate about what's going on in our community when you're leaning in. And you have to build belief in yourself. You have to build belief in yourself as someone who can build these habits, but you also have to build belief in yourself as a coach. Like, you are here, you have value. You have value to share with the world. You have a community full of women who the world needs. You have to build belief in yourself and build confidence in your own journey. And that is your number one priority. So she also broke it down in each chapter. Who are we reaching and what is the impact we're looking to do? So in chapter 1, we're really just trying to influence our circle of friends or our circle of family and friends. So think about when you're first starting out, like you just want to, I remember Caroline telling a story about, she had been a Beachbody coach for X amount of months. And then she went to Thanksgiving and one of her cousins was like, oh my gosh, I just signed up for Beachbody. And Caroline was like, oh, that's fun because I'm a coach. So as a coach, it's our job to share what we're doing with those around us, try to encourage them, ask them to come and do it with us and build those confidence. The impact you can have is to build the confidence and learn to build those good habits in your own life. Chapter 2, be the light. So these are going to build on each other. And I feel like chapter 1 and 2 kind of go hand in hand 100% as a coach. And this is sharing your journey. Okay. This is inspiring those with your message. I put in there, your mess is your mission. And that is, I feel like what I have built my journey on is I showed up messy. I showed up a hot mess, if I don't say so myself. But your mess is what people relate to. And your mess is where I remember watching Caroline on my couch, probably hungover and not feeling my best. And I was sitting in my mess, but Caroline showed up with messy action and she showed up when she could, and she showed up how she could with discipline. And it put her on mission to change my perspective of, dang, maybe I could do that too. So sharing your journey is so impactful, friends. Get on your stories and let your followers know who you are. Talk to them, become their best friends. Like, these people are on Instagram for a reason. They're looking for inspiration. They're looking for something to connect to. Let your followers know who you are. Share your journey, the good, the bad, the ugly. If you wake up in the morning in a bad mood, get on your stories and say, you know what? I don't feel the best today. I'm not in the mood to show up, but I'm going to freaking show up anyways. And I'm going to show you how you can do this no matter what your attitude looks like, or if momentum is there or not. So your goal in chapter 2 is to inspire, share your story, and expand your reach. And this is to who? This is to your social media. These are to people outside of just your friends and your personal family. These are people who you can expand your reach and impact them, because you do have value. You bring value to people's lives. We want to encourage them and we want to invite them in, but we have to share our journey and let people get to know us and know our journey, invest in it, and see that they can show up in their own journey if we can too. Okay, so we are moving on to, I can't even read that, building depth. So those first two were building habits, and those habits are leaning into your own journey, leaning into the workouts, leaning into the nutrition program, but sharing your journey. Also making sure that people see you and know you and see that they can show up in their journey. So chapter 3, we're moving into building depth. So you have really built a foundation of your habits are there. You are showing up every day for yourself. You're learning how to manage your time. And now we're moving on to being a connector. So we have built our habits. We're inspiring people. We're sharing our journey. How do we connect them to this group, right? So we have built our own. Let's invite them in. And this is where you have to let go of resistance and fear in your own journey. Okay. You have gotten to the point where you have built those habits. You are confident in your journey. You're sharing your story, and you got to let fear of sharing and worry and stress about what other people think. You have to, Erica told me today, you got to bless and release that. Okay. Fear and resistance have got to go in chapters 1 and 2. And chapter 3 is where you start inviting. You're sharing, you're inspiring, you're showing people what you have going on, and you have to start inviting. And I can argue that you can start inviting the day you start your journey. Okay. Our community has so much going on. Our community has such amazing girls and resources and so much for these women that they need to be they need to come in and experience it. And you have to start hitting Success Club. So Success Club is kind of our benchmark, right? Like this is where we see that we're able to invite 3 new girls to our community a month. 3 new lives can be changed, y'all, if you start to set Success Club as a non-negotiable. Show up with diligence, invite people to our community, show up in your journey, and just show them that there's a place for them here and a place where their life can be changed too. So who are you reaching in this chapter? These are people that you're connecting with on Instagram. These are girls that you're building relationships on Instagram. These are people in your workplace who are seeing joy and excitement that you walk in with in the mornings. And they're like, dang, why is this girl always so hype in the mornings? Well, let me tell you, friends, it's because I get up in the morning and I join all these girls at 5 a.m. on Zoom, and we freaking crush the morning. How can you not have joy when you walk into your workplace this way, right? So this is the people that you're constantly connecting with. Be thinking about who can you invite. Constantly be inviting to this group, y'all. Lives are being changed, but they will never be changed in this community if they don't step foot in it. Okay. We have to invite them in. So again, this is impacting and continuing to change lives by inviting, connecting, and showing them where they can go. Chapter 4. So we have mastered our own habits. We've shared our journey. We're inviting people in, and we're building a team. So chapter 4 is helping your coaches become the heroes of their own stories. This is getting people results, getting your customers results, empowering your clients who are showing up in your bod groups, empowering your clients who are texting in the group me's. Look, friend, you are freaking rocking it. You are doing an amazing job. I see so much joy. I see results. I see what's happening. Why don't you join my team as a coach? Why don't you share how this journey is impacting you? This is where you cast vision and you work with people for what's possible in their lives. Again, we are helping others become the heroes of their story. You're building your team. And most importantly, you're building a community of people that you want to do life with. We just all went to Summit, and it was like we have all been best friends for years. Like standing in the room, we had that Chipotle party, and it was just like we had all been there for years. And we want to build a community and a team of women that not only need this, but women who are going to continue to be inspired and continue to lean in, and to just grow in this community with women that you truly want to be best friends with and do life with. So these are, who are we impacting in chapter 4? These are coaches who work alongside you. These are clients who you're encouraged could be coaches, or you see something in them that you could call out and just say, hey, I'm on this team. I'm on fire. We're running for some goals. I would love for you to join. Why haven't you joined us yet? You're showing up in your own journey. That's exactly what my coach invite sounds like all the time. I'm like, girl, why are you not on my team yet? Let's freaking go. So we are impacting, expanding your influence within your community and your own team. Chapter 5, And this, I feel like, kind of hit home to me, being at Summit and just watching these top coaches get up and talk and speak and talk about how they built their teams. And how I remember Kim Fitzpatrick talked about how on January 1st, she woke up as a 1-star. She had just previously been 12-star. She woke up as a 1-star and she became top 10 by June. Okay. They just showed me how much being a good leader and a mentor can grow a team, can encourage other women, and can change their lives. Okay. We talked about vision and what we need and what we hope for out of this business. But if you imagine, like, I can't imagine how Caroline is just leading this team and watching all of the lives and families being impacted as it just trickles down. But what if all of us become the leader that Caroline is? Like, what if all of us step up to be a mentor and a leader leading teams the size of Caroline's team? What an impact God can make in this world if we continue to grow. And the first bullet is elevate lives in every way. How amazing can it be when these teams grow and these girls join and their families change and their lives are changed and they finally lose the weight they never could lose and they feel better about themselves? We're developing leaders all around you. Y'all, do you think I would ever have thought I would be leading a call of people that I met on Instagram? Heck no. Like, do you think I had never even finished an entire book as an adult. Okay. Coaching has changed my life. And that is because of the leaders and the mentors that have helped call me up and encourage me. And when we get to this chapter, when we've built that team and we have those habits for ourselves, we get an opportunity to be a mentor and a leader and to help impact other lives and help families be changed. This is also where you're recruiting builders who align with your vision on your team. These are women who you want to build their own teams and call up their own leaders as well. So this is our coaches, which is who we are impacting and helping them grow their teams. And then the impact is exponential growth through a wider and deeper life-changing influence as it trickles all the way down. So those are the 5 chapters. I'm going to look at the chat really quick before we go on to the next slide. Okay, we're good. So one thing that Micah said is identify where you are in these chapters. Okay. All of us are in a different place. All of us are in a different place in our business, but identify where you are and master that chapter. Are you a brand new coach? This is your first team call and you don't even know where to start. Start with yourself. Commit to a program. Do lift more with us. Go all in with nutrition. Start getting your own results, building your own consistency, and sharing your journey. We are here to build our own habits, inspire, and then connect people to this group. So while you realize where you're at, what chapter you're in, and you're mastering those habits, you're mastering sharing on social media. For some of us, talking on our stories is literally the scariest thing we could ever imagine, but you have to master it. You have to do it because we want to inspire and we want to encourage those women. And you can't do it if they don't know you. You got to get to talking. You got to get to sharing. But while you're mastering where you're at, you have to cast a big vision of where you're going. When you sit down to do your vision board, like Caroline told all of us to do, imagine where you are, see where you're going when you're a mentor, when you're that leader, when you're leading a team or a team call of 30 girls on your own. Like, what does that look like? How does that impact you as a person? How have you grown as a leader once you get to that point? So within those 5 chapters, identify where you are, master where you're at. Don't get, one thing that Micah said, which I think is so profound, is don't get so stuck in the weeds about all that's coming ahead. Master where you are. And one big thing I took from Summit was do more of less. Don't stress yourself out about what's coming in the future. Don't stress yourself out about what do I need to do here, here, and here a year down the road, 2 years down the road. Master where you are, love the people where you are, encourage them where you're standing, but cast a big vision of what could happen. It doesn't have to stress you out, but you can always dream, encourage, and pray over what's coming, but realize where you're at and master where you're standing. And these are kind of some takeaways that she shared that she wants you to remember. This is a long game. Okay. We are here to stay. And Micah said, she said, I'm going to be 82 years old. I'm going to hit Success Club for 40 years and I'm going to be still coming back to Summit. And I hope that all of us are that way. Some of us were doing math on how long it would take us to hit the Legacy Club, which is 100 months of or all-star legend. It's 100 months of Success Club. I'm like, I'm gonna be 40 years old to do that. But my happy honey is gonna be walking across that stage at 40 years old. This is the long game, friends. So be prepared to innovate. I think we have all learned that Instagram is changing left and right. So you have to always be a student. Invite progression, invite change, dig into the foundation of your journey to ignite your energy. I cannot say that enough. When you are showing up for you, when you are proving to yourself that you can do something hard and you're sharing about it and talking about it, that is what people see and relate to. That's what lights them on fire. And when you have a customer or a coach yourself that is on fire in their own journey, nothing will fire you up even more. So when you're leaning into yourself, you're showing up for yourself, all you're going to do is encourage those around you, light those people on fire, which in turn lights you on fire as well. And I can't read this one. Sorry, the pictures are in your way. Keep your life vision and your business goals aligned. So I cannot stress enough what Caroline said about a vision board. Know where you're going, but know your purpose, know your foundation, know your roots of why you're going there and how you're going to get there, and make sure your life is aligning with your business. And I like this last bullet point. Don't make certain seasons right or wrong. Rebuilding is always part of the process. So I think we've all been through a point where it hasn't looked the same, or some of us have stepped away and we're coming back. Whatever that looks like for you, for the long game. Y'all think about this. We're going to be here when we're 40. We're going to be here when we're 60. The long game, we're definitely going to be rebuilding at some point in this journey. So dig in. Understand where you are, master where you're at, but imagine, cast big vision of where you could go. I see so many of us walking across that stage, encouraged and changing lives underneath us because we continue to show up, we continue to do the work, and we continue to lean into our own journeys. And I'm pretty sure that's all I have. I flew through it. All right, any questions about the chapters themselves? I'm going through the chat. Yeah, do more of less. That was literally my biggest takeaway from Summit, y'all, is not getting caught up in trying to do literally everything, but mastering the things that work and the things that are encouraging women to join this community is what's important.
Yeah. And I think too, like, it's really easy to get caught up in the shiny stuff, and especially like comparing your business to someone who maybe does a business full time, but especially when you have limited time, like figuring out a system that works for you. I even feel like with action hours, like I love action hours, but it can be easy sometimes to like see how other people are doing it and be like, oh, well, I need to try that and I need to try that. Like, look, everybody's like looking for some kind of secret sauce, right? Like, oh, well, her way is the way because she hit Success Club, whatever, you know what I mean? But really, truly, like whatever it is that you can stick with and stay on top of, and at the end of the day, if all you're doing is connecting with people, making a list, following up with people, follow up is huge. Follow up is super huge. But like if you're just doing those simple things, like, that's what's going to move your business forward, and creating content and like sharing your story that inspires other people,
Yep. Don't make it complicated, y'all. Just show up as you. And like I said, I can't stress enough. I've said that a lot tonight, but you showing up as your authentic self on your Instagram is truly what draws people in, y'all. You have to just let them get to know you, let them see you, let them understand you, let them meet you. And that's what's going to build trust. That's what's going to see that you're in this for the long game. You're in this for the long haul, and they want to join you because they need somebody who's going to be there for them. That's all I have, y'all.
I love it. Any questions? Anybody want to, if you have a question, just drop it in the chat box. We can use the next few minutes to like even if there's something that you have a question about that wasn't even about tonight's call specifically. Yes, Lauren. The worst thing is meeting someone in person and they're nothing like their stories. That's like my biggest fear. I'm like, I really hope that if anyone meets me, they think I'm like I am in my stories. Um, it's true though. It's seriously true. Okay, I'm gonna ask a really hard question. Not really, I mean, kind of hard, but what do you guys feel like, and you can drop this in the chat box. What do you guys feel like is keeping you from taking your business to the next level right now? Like, and next level adds in bringing in more clients and hitting Success Club and advancing in rank. Like, what do you feel like is keeping you from doing that? My game is weak. Yeah, hesitation. Yeah, I think a lot of times it can be hard to think that it's like sometimes we think that we have to have the business figured out before we can help other people figure it out. You know what I mean? I think that like that perfectionism, like overthinking it. Mhm. Yeah, totally. Well, I just encourage you guys. I honestly just wanted to know. I don't necessarily have like a right answer to any of those things. I think one thing that I've been thinking about a lot lately, though, is just the importance, and I heard this at Summit too, is like always making sure whatever kind of personal development you're doing, people you're following on Instagram, all of those things, make sure there are people that like are going to help you in that weak spot for you. Does it make sense? Like whatever it is, like podcast you're listening to or people you're following, like if it's somebody like, for instance, like there might be someone I follow who's a coach and like her style in her life looks totally different than mine. And so every time that I see her stories, I'm going to feel like, man, I need to be doing that. I need that, I need blonde hair and it needs to be perfectly curled and I need to have this look and be glammy like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, not that that's bad at all, but like it can be very easy to be like, oh, I need to be like this chameleon who changes the way that I do my business. But really, truly, if you just focus on what God has called you to do and sharing your story, like Ashton said, that's like the most powerful thing. I love what Keely said. She said, the biggest thing that is bringing me back is I was better in every area of my life when I was in this community. So that is motivating to think about. Of course, I want to invite people into it. Exactly. And I think that, like, if we just focus on like being the best version of us, like obviously we're like, we all have major room for improvement every single day and we're always going to, but that doesn't mean that we don't stop. And I think that that's what's so cool about our community is that in these women here, like we all have a growth mindset. We all want to evolve and change and grow, and we're seeking growth. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of people out there who are like totally cool with where they're at and not really like, they're like, you know what? I'm cool with my walk with God. I'm cool with this. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with my body, whatever. And not that we're not content, but we're not going to sit here and be stagnant. We want to continue to grow. We want to continue to be hungry and chasing after Jesus. Sorry, unless you're comparing to Aaron's farming adventures. Totally inspiring. Exactly. I know, right? Like, okay, I need to move to a farm now in the middle of Illinois. I love that. Well, thank you guys for sharing. I just truly wanted to kind of see what you thought. And I just want to encourage you too. Like, I used to say this all the time and then I stopped saying it because it like I don't know. But I'm always throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. And I know that's not always the best method. I've like recently heard someone totally bash that method, but it worked for me for the first like 7 years of my business, truly. I said it all the time, but like with every season, you're going to have to evolve and you're going to have to change and you're just going to have to see what sticks, you know? And right now, I told you guys I've been batch working, which I'm about to post that business tracker that I promised you guys. I've been batch working a lot and that's been working great for me, but in 3 weeks, that might not be my best approach. You know what I mean? And, you know, I've been really focused on trying to build up my email marketing, and I've been working on my website because I want to start to get traffic there because I don't want to put all my eggs in the Instagram basket because Instagram annoys me, but like constantly be evolving. Like coaching doesn't have to be all on Instagram. Coaching doesn't have to be like, you know, there's so many different ways you can do it. And so, and if you want to learn about something, go to YouTube, watch videos. That's what I did with Instagram back in the day. Honestly, that's how I got most of the followers I have, is because I was like, I'm going to take a course on how to grow my following. And I paid $100 to learn about how to grow my Instagram following. So be a student, constantly be hungry, because that is what's truly going to move your business forward. It's just learning. So well, thank you guys so much for being on tonight. Get a purpose partner. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you explain that?
Yeah. So basically, a purpose partner is similar to, like, Beachbody calls them Success Club partners, but essentially somebody or even a group. Like, I have a purpose partner, a little pod that I'm in. It's me, Courtney Dunker, Britt Kovac, and there's a few other girls who sometimes dabble in it, but those are kind of the main two. And we try to get on the phone like once every few weeks and just share our goals, share what's working in our businesses. Obviously, this month we're really focused on Team Cup, but when September comes, we will be sure to September 1st get everybody, kind of make sure everyone's plugged into having a purpose partner. Honestly, your purpose partner does not have to be someone who's on our team even. Like, I would almost encourage you to reach out to other teams. If there's a girl you follow on Instagram and she's crushing it, and you guys are both Emerald coaches who are trying to grow your business, ask her, like, hey, would you want to be my purpose partner? Would you want to hop on the phone and just share ideas? Or, you know, it's not bad. Obviously, someone on this team is great too, but I'm just saying, like, that's honestly been one of the most helpful things for me. Is I pretty much ever since I've been a coach, I've always had a purpose partner, and it's just someone like you guys are running on purpose within purpose together, right? Like, you're sharpening one another, you're encouraging one another, you're texting each other. Hey, be on team call. Are you getting on? Where are you? Your excuse is lame. You need to be on the call. You know, just call. Somebody is going to call you out and step on your toes, because that is absolutely impossible for your coach to be on top of every little thing that you're doing in this business. And so just somebody who you guys, I really do think it's important that you guys have a similar goal in the business. Like, if one person is a stay-at-home mom who's extremely busy and isn't necessarily trying to grow to be a 3-star, a 4-star, 5-star diamond, and this a girl over here works full-time and her goal is to be home with her kids and she needs to grow to that in order for that to be a full-time income, those aren't aligned. Like, you guys are not, it's not going to work, you know? You have to be with someone who has a similar kind of goal and drive as you, I would say, because like, that's really what's going to be the strongest, is how, when you guys can sharpen each other and align in that sense. Yeah. And, you know, if you feel, Kelsey said the hard thing is, you know, I feel like no one is really specifically at the same point as me. I've seen girls who are on Instagram. I don't know about in the business, maybe in their own journey, I'm not sure. I don't necessarily think, though, Kelsey, they don't have to have every, I mean, it's kind of like a small group, right? Like, you're not going to be, you can be in small group with someone who's 60 and, you know, in a different season of life, but you can still learn and grow together. She still has a mindset of wanting to learn and grow, even though she's 60, and she wants to share her wisdom with you, and y'all sharpen one another, whatever. You can still have that with someone and then not necessarily be in the exact same season of life as you. But what I'm getting at is more or less like your direction in the business. Some people are doing this as a hobby and for the community, and that's incredible. And I think that's just as important, but they probably need to be with someone who's also doing it for those reasons, not someone who Like, because what would happen is if you were someone who's here for the community and then you got paired up with someone who was like, goals, I have goals, I want to get here, I want to get there, you're gonna feel like you're gonna kind of feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, I shouldn't be here because I don't have these big goals. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna necessarily be a good balance. So I think, Kelsey, like finding someone who's a teacher, who's working this business. I mean, at the end of the day, Kelsey, you may have your goal may be bigger than all of us, but honestly, it's not in that sense of your health and fitness, because each of us are still showing up every day in our health and fitness goals. Like, does it make sense what I'm saying? Like, we have goals in our health and fitness, and yours may take you a little bit longer to get there in terms of your ideal whatever, but we're still trying to steward that well, just like you are. Does it make sense? So I think for you, it's less about whatever your health goal is or whatever that looks like, and more about, okay, you're a teacher, you want to possibly do this full time one day, like more in line of those, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, if your goal is that you love teaching and this is just something you do as a ministry or you do this for the community, there's people here who are that same goal, if that's what you mean. And Lauren knows exactly who those people are. So I think she can help you figure out who has a similar vision.
And you never know what'll change, Kelsey. I remember telling Caroline on a call right after I joined, I was like, I will never be one of your diamond coaches. Don't look at me for that. Don't ask me for it. It ain't happening.
And now she is.
Never
And
know.
and same thing with Shay. I mean, she'll tell you, like, she never, when she first started, it wasn't like, hey, I want this to be my full-time job one day so I can be home with my son. I think that especially when you're doing something like, you went to school for a long time and did some really hard schoolwork to become a nurse and to become a PT and all these things. Not that I didn't to get my marketing degree, but like much harder. But you get what I'm saying. I think sometimes when you've done all that, it's harder to be like, I would step away from that for coaching, like a network marketing. But then you get into it and you're like, oh no, I love this. So I think it's, once you get into it, you start to see the potential and life changes, right? Like babies come
And
or
like I said, when your life truly gets so impacted by this, you can't help but change it. You can't help but invite people in. And when your business grows and you realize what it can truly do for yourself and your family, you're like, oh my gosh, who else needs this opportunity? So you never know. All of you never know.
yes, absolutely. Ashton, you want to pray us out tonight?
Yes, I sure will. Lord, we just come to you, God, just so thankful for this community, Lord. I am so thankful, Lord, that you brought me here, that you knew the steps that I would take, Lord, that would lead me to this call, that would lead me to this team. I thank you, God, for the discipline and the consistency of these girls on this call and sharing their journeys and digging into their own lives, Lord, so they can share it, inspire, encourage, and love on the women, God, who need this, who need you in their lives. Help us to remember, Lord, that you are in the center of this business. You are in the center of this community, God. And the more women we invite in, let them see you in here. Let them not see us, God, but let them look at us and say, I know her. And because I know her, I want to know her, Jesus. So, God, we just thank you for the light and the encouragement that you put in our hearts and our lives. I pray, God, for fresh vision, fresh fire, energy as we go into a new month, Lord. Help these girls to feel encouraged. Help these girls to feel like they are moving that needle forward, Lord, for whatever that looks like for the plans that you have for them. Help them know, God, that their goals will never be too small and they will never be too big, but you will always be in them. You will always be present and you will always be walking them forward, Lord. We thank you that the steps that you take with us, we thank you for the healthy bodies that can move. We thank you for a business opportunity, God, that can bless us, our families, and even more once we grow and encourage and expand. So, Lord, we pray that you be in it. We pray you continue to walk with us. And we thank you, God. I pray a blessing over every girl who can hear my voice and for a great week. In your precious name, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, everybody, for being on.
Woo!
I don't want to get off.
Do y'all
No,
want to
in the morning.
take a
Yes.
boomerang?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to get back to my 5 a.m.s, so I'm just throwing it out there because Emmeline starts school and we have to leave the house at like 7:15 or something. So I'm throwing it out there that I'm going to try to get back to my 5 a.m.s.
Woo! Okay, let's do a boomerang real fast. 1, 2, if you can turn your camera on, please turn it on, and 3. Zoomed in, that was fun. All right, y'all. Mwah!